College parties fascinate me. Just consider the mosh pit. In the dark recesses of every frat house, you'll find a large open room with a concrete floor, folding table, and for some reason, a drainage pipe. I swear every single frat house I go to has a drainage pipe in the middle of the floor. But from personal experience, I know that the only thing it's draining is sweat because people are packed in that room tighter than your mom was last night. There is a reason why the only dance move most college men know is the frat flick. You can do literally nothing else. Well, you could jump up and down, but as a man, you just can't do that. It is a little homosexual. The only time it's socially acceptable is if you're a woman and Pink Pony Club just started playing. Oh no, you are me, Quick aside. Now, if you have enough of an in with the house's residents, then you will have the pleasure of witnessing the management of the mosh pit. You see, when the party is starting, the mosh pit is empty, but that's a problem because no one wants to be in an empty mosh pit. Now, if you've been in a mosh pit with just like 5 dudes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It fucking sucks. But the shittiest song could be playing, the speakers could be cracking, the floor could be sticky, but people will just keep filtering in if it's full. So the hosts need to manually start the mosh pit, and it works just like starting a gas-powered lawnmower. First, you need to pump in some oil, shoving their girlfriends down there. Then, you need to rev the engine. Yell at everyone to get the fuck downstairs! Now, usually that does the trick, but just like a car you bought on Craigslist for 20 bucks, after you get the engine started, you need to be gentle with it. This is where the bouncer comes in. Now, this bouncer's job is to manage the flow of people, and to do this, they need to engage in strict DEI. You see, one of the many ways a mosh pit can die happens when the ratio gets a little off. Women, you can't live with them, you can't live without them, and that's because they're the oil that keeps the mosh pit going. A man is a simple creature. They will pursue the woman wherever she goes. But the woman, well, when I chase them, they run away from me. So when the mosh pit gets more than 3/4 men, then a feedback loop begins, which results in a male-only mosh pit. And that is gay. So bouncers have to let women skip the line for the mosh pit. Because of this, I bring a wig and 2 watermelons to every party I go to. Most parties also have a bouncer at the front door. If you ever find yourself in a party which doesn't, then you are in the perfect position to do a little trolling. What you need to do is stand outside the front door and ask anyone wishing to come inside to name the ruler of the Macedonian Empire. Then you can just sit back and watch them panic as they try to offer up some drunken BS. I've heard people say Vladimir Putin, Genghis Khan, and one guy who even said Donald Trump. Now, in the wild, you might encounter some common seasonal variations of a college party. One being the Halloween costume party. There are 2 types of costume parties, invite-only and frat. Invite-only costume parties' purpose is to get a bunch of friends together to hang out, drink some wine, and show each other's creativity off. Now, that is opposed to the frat costume party, which is a thinly veiled attempt to get women to wear as little clothing as possible. Why do you think that so many frats host costume contests personally judged by the frat members? Now, do I have a problem with this scheme? Not really. Honestly, I admire the hustle, but I do have a problem with the costumes. They are some of the least original stuff imaginable. At every costume party, 50% of the women are dressed as angels. Like, I don't remember Sunday school teaching me that every angel was blonde and wore a bikini, because if it did, I would have been a far more religious man. But men are just as guilty. The angel equivalent for men is the soldier. Camo pants, buzz cut, and if they're jacked enough, a white wife beater. You want to know why every man dresses as a soldier? It's because they already have the camo lying around their dorm room. But that's just the average male mentality. How do I reach my objective with as little effort as possible? That objective being to get some holy water on my Glock. Look at all this water. This is you watching the video. You're this right now. It had been about an hour since it started when I covertly entered the laundry room to retrieve a giant inflatable dinosaur costume. But as soon as the door shut behind me, it was like I was hit with a flashbang. It was pitch fucking black. So I ended up tripping and fell hard into the edge of the washing machine. Now, I was very drunk, so thankfully it took till I woke up the next morning for me to feel the stabbing pain in my ribs. God knows how I got out of that room, but the next day I was asked what I was doing in the laundry room for 30 minutes straight. Now, what they probably thought was that I was having sex with some random girl, which was technically against the rules. So I needed to clear up some of their confusion. And you know what I said? Yeah, I was stuck in the closet. Yeah, that's pretty much a college party.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover